Hi, how you doing, Amy? You're blowing up on, well, you're big on Twitter and you're blowing up on YouTube with 215 subscribers in less than a month. You're on Instagram and you're on Onlyfans. You've been on podcasts like Chrissy Mayers. You've been on Smut and Trips Smoke Pit. You've been gradually blowing up in the last couple of months. How have you been doing that?
Well, I actually have over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah,
Less than a month.
2015K, yeah.
Yeah, which is wild to me. You know, it's just kind of like how my Twitter grew over the past few years. It's just a gradual thing. You know, I kind of put myself out there, and I'm very lucky to have such a huge Twitter following. And I think that's kind of what helps roll my other social media platforms is, you know, all of the followers from Twitter. They kind of migrate and, you know, check out my other platforms, and I find new people along the way, and, you know, they just kind of like my vibe, and I guess they like hearing me complain, and, and then they stay.
You're a golfer now. Now, what's your golf score?
Like,
your handicap and everything?
I'm not a very good golfer at all. I've only been doing it a couple of years. So, I still take lessons, and I'm definitely still a shitty golfer, as my bio would say.
That's awesome. I remember when I was younger, the first time I went golfing with my old man, he took me, and I was driving the cart, and I didn't know that you're not supposed to drive on the greens.
Yeah.
He was mad, and he's like,
yeah,
oh,
like
I'm like, no, I do not.
Now they have signs. Now they
now they got signs. That's cool. And you cook too, huh?
I do. I love to cook. I'm not a good baker, but cooking, I love to try new recipes, and I plan all the meals out for the week on Sunday so that everything, you know, I do my grocery shopping, everything is planned for the week, and I have like a little menu, and yeah, I love to cook.
Okay. And what's your favorite thing to cook?
You know, I definitely anything Italian, lasagna, chicken parm, chicken marsala. I mean, those are kind of my go-tos, but I love some burgers and ribs, and I like to try new things too. So I'm not a seafood eater, but I enjoy cooking it. I like a variety.
I don't know if you ever been asked, but where did the whatever come from in your name, Amy?
It just kind of like came to me, you know, whatever. I think it's just kind of a different way of just giving up and basically saying fuck you. So I think, you know, it's just one of those like whatever.
Okay.
And that's how it just kind of came to be. And when I started Twitter, I was like, I need something, and everybody had catchy names, so I just threw that in there.
Oh, that's cool. Now, how did you get affiliated with Chrissy Mayer and getting on her podcast? Because that's like a big stepping stone.
I know, I love her so much. I'm like obsessed with her. They reached out to me a couple months ago, and they said, you know, Chrissy would love to have you on the show. And I did, you know, one of her other ones, not on Compound Media.
Yeah, Never Have I Ever.
Yes, and that was so fun. I had a great time. That was my, you know, very first podcast ever, and it just kind of went from there. And I've been on the Wet Spot a few times. I'm going to be on a couple times more. So I really enjoyed it. It's fun. Someone wants to pay me to be a podcaster, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's got to be fun to go down to like the Compound Media and hang out with everybody from there. Have you met like Anthony Cumia when you were down there?
I'm trying to think, because we usually film at night, and there's so many people.
He's probably gone by that time, yeah.
In and out, and I'm just like overwhelmed by all the people, all the guests that are going to be on there, and then all the people in the back. So okay. I could have possibly, and I just didn't even realize it.
Yeah, and now on Instagram, Sophie Dean tweeted a picture of you, and it was like, I don't know, for you it was like heaven.
That was big for me. Yeah, she's a huge star, and I'm a huge fan of hers, and she's awesome.
Yeah, and is that like the biggest fan that like you heard from, being like on Twitter?
I think, you know, I had another shout out from another really big model, Stephanie Palermes. She's huge too. I love her. I think so. I'd have to go back and see. Maybe my Twitter, I might have had somebody in there too.
Yeah, that's cool. And you went fishing, huh? A while ago?
I did, yes. I went fishing for the very first time maybe like 2 weeks ago. I had a blast, and I went actually again a couple days later, and I never thought I would like it so much, but it's super fun, and I love being on the water. I've always been a water person. I grew up on the water, but I never went fishing before. It never occurred to me, especially since I don't eat fish. So
yeah, and you got the bluefish?
it was a striped bass, and then the second trip out was a bluefish. Yeah, and they are nasty. They kept biting all the bait. I'd be holding the pole and I'm like, I think my bait's dead, and I'd reel it in, and like there's half a fish on there because the bluefish just eat them. They have like razor sharp teeth.
That's awesome.
God, I'm sure that's fun to take off a hook.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that part. I didn't even want to hold them. I'm like, I don't want to hold anything, but they made me.
How long did you sit there before you caught a fish? Actually, was it long, or were they biting quick?
No, I caught the first fish of the day, and we had only been stopped for like 20 minutes. And then we thought it was going to be, you know, pull them in all over and over again. So it wasn't as fast fishing, but everybody caught something, and it was really fun.
That's awesome. Awesome. You got on Twitter during your divorce, you said? And
yeah, I mean, I had started an account years ago, and then I just kind of started tweeting more, you know, during that time, where I wasn't really being very social. And I had always been active on Facebook, so my tweets are pretty much the same thing I say on Facebook. Like, I am the real same person in real life. But I just kind of started, I don't know, tweeting more and following people and getting to know people on there, and it just was a fun outlet for me.
I know you said on the Smart podcast that you were making a lot of money on your OnlyFans.
Yes.
And that you were still working your regular real job. Are you still working your real job still?
Yeah.
Or is that in the back seat now? You're still working it?
I do. With my OnlyFans income, I don't really need to work, but you know, nothing lasts forever. So you never know.
Good to keep a backup.
Yeah.
I've noticed looking at your YouTube channel that I only ever got an ad to play one time. Are like a lot of your videos like not monetized or something?
So in order to be monetized, you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. So I have enough subscribers, but I don't have enough hours of watch time yet. So my stuff isn't monetized.
Gotcha. Well, that's weird because I did get a single ad.
Well, nobody paid me for it, so.
And so are you having fun doing the YouTube?
I'm having a blast. It's really fun. It's just kind of something a little different, obviously, than OnlyFans, and you know, even different from Twitter. You can kind of see a little more of my personal side in terms of, you know, my cooking, or just kind of putting myself out there a little bit more and getting into more mainstream social media, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
I think variety is the spice of life. I think, you know, you should ask all different types of people from all different backgrounds and personalities and occupations. And I think that's how you draw different people and audiences to your channel. And I think that's how you sustain it, because not everyone's going to like you all the time. So you want to have all different types of people, and you can appeal to all of them. I think the more versatile you are, the more valuable you are.
And how long have you been doing the OnlyFans?
It's coming up on 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah. 1 year. The July will be 1 year.
And were you nervous in the beginning doing it, or were you just like, fuck it?
You know, I think I started it with that attitude, kind of like, you know, everyone else is doing it and everyone's asking to buy my pictures on Twitter. So I'm like, let me try it. It was very nerve-wracking. And, you know, if you kind of scroll all the way back to the beginning of my OnlyFans year, you see kind of an evolution of where I was a little more on the shy side. And now it's just kind of just everything. Everything's out there.
You said you did the Twitter for a little while, but
yeah, I've had Twitter for a really long time.
Right. Was that like a slow, gradual kind of building?
Yeah, Twitter. I started in like 2015, and I really started becoming active like 2016. And I basically just tweeted it, you know, once or twice a day, whatever, you know, I was thinking or what annoyed me that day, and it just grew from there. So I think I hit 100,000 followers last year. So that can kind of give you an idea of the growth rate from 2016.
You seem like you're a cool person, and like
Thank
had fun
you.
talking to people, and were you like that even younger, like when you were in high school and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I've always been a sarcastic, wondering why people don't have common sense kind of person, so I've always been able to kind of find humor in, normal everyday stuff. So I'm definitely the same on Twitter as I am here in real life.
Real life. And you were married before. How long were you married before you got the divorce?
4 years.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's good, better
Life
now.
after divorce is, I was very lucky. Mine was super amicable. Nothing happened. We just grew apart. We just realized we were just different people who wanted different things. And, it wasn't any scandal or anything. I think he's remarried now and much happier. And, is life after divorce.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's, you said your grandparents met in the Navy.
Yes, and my parents met in the Navy.
And your parents met in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Now your grandparents, you said in World War II they met?
Yes.
And,
my grandma was a wave, and my
okay.
grandfather was in the Navy. I don't know what he did though.
Okay. And now your mother, was she?
She was also. They stopped.
Okay.
They don't have the waves anymore, but that was like the women's part of the service. Yeah, my dad was on destroyers.
Okay.
And they met in Hawaii.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now you never got into the military, but you got family, like your cousins and everything are all in the military.
Yes, my uncles were all in the military. I have a ton of cousins serving now, and I had always planned to go in the Navy. I had planned to go to law school and then be a lawyer in the military, but my life changed and all these different things happened, and I decided law school wasn't for me, and it just never happened. But that was always the plan.
We were supposed to have our friend Lainey come with us to help us.
Mm-hmm.
She's a teacher, and she was trying to get on, and I told her yesterday, let Jeff give you all the information, make sure you're set on, you're good to go. Like, oh, don't worry, I'm a teacher. I know what I'm doing. I do this every day.
And then I'm asking her questions it doesn't sound like you know what you're talking about.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we'll let you figure it out. You'll come on, and she's sitting here.
Well, maybe next time.
So how is it in Jersey now? Is everything opening up over there?
Yeah, everything's open here.
And how's no mask wearing no more?
Some businesses are still asking, people to wear masks. The plate like salons and places where you're kind of really up close to people, they're asking you to wear masks. But if you're going to the store or anywhere else, if you're vaccinated, they don't require you to wear a mask. Yeah,
that's I went to the pharmacy the other day, and I walked in to get my medicine, and none of the pharmacists were wearing their masks. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure they're all vaccinated.
All the employees are wearing masks, which is interesting. All in every store you go into, all the restaurants, all of the employees are wearing masks, but the customers and stuff don't have units. And the first time I walked in without a mask was so strange. Yeah, it was very weird.
See, me and Jeff, we're cooks, and we were out in the beginning for 2.5 months, and then we went back to work. We went back already a whole year, and it's in the kitchen we all still wear masks, and it's just I don't know. I feel like I understand numbers are going down and everything's good, but it's I just think certain jobs, definitely when you're making food for other people,
right,
wearing a mask just for their safety, Yeah,
I think if someone asked me to wear their mask because they were uncomfortable or I have no problem doing that. I don't really. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah. So how about your Nets? They're looking good in the playoffs. You're a Nets fan?
I do like the Nets, even though they're in Brooklyn now. I'm not a huge basketball person, but I always, support New Jersey teams, and they started out in Jersey, so of course I'm gonna, root for them. And I'm definitely, Devils and Jets fan. So
I used to like the Jets. I liked it when they had Rex Ryan as their coach, because Buddy Ryan was, 85 Bears coach, assistant coach for Ditka. And it's he was the defensive coach. And it's but I do like his boys. And I liked when Rex was over there in Jersey.
Yeah, he was awesome. I think those were a good couple of years with Rex.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. You guys make moves, but it's like, I don't know. It just looks like it doesn't pan out for you guys.
They always choke in the end, whether it's with a trade or with, going to the playoffs or whatever. They get so far and then they just.
But even you guys got Brett Favre back in the day, and that was awesome for you guys.
Well, they couldn't even make that work. Like, yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know.
Favre wearing a Jets jersey was like, wow.
They just can't cross the line. They just never make it happen in the end. It's a shame. So yeah. Definitely.
See, I'm from Chicago, so I was like, I was always a Bulls fan, and I'm still a Bulls fan, even though they suck. I still there's gonna be light. We're getting better. But the thing is, it's like even as a kid in my teenage years, I was a Bulls fan when Jordan was winning the rings, but I always loved the New York Knicks. The 90s Knicks team, they were just mean, and I love them, and I always did. And then I was happy that the Knicks make the playoffs, with Derrick Rose, that's from Chicago, and now he's back in New York. Yeah. It's like I was hyped, and then just to see him lose the first round, it's like, oh, it's just like 1993 when I was 13, and I was mad.
It's all coming back.
Yeah, because they almost in '94 they almost won the NBA Finals, and they got knocked out in Game 7. But Game 6 they were supposed to win that game, and they lost at the end. And then Game 7 just sucked. It's like
I mean, at least you have the Bulls.
Yeah, at least Jordan gave me 6.
Yeah, I think everyone was a Bulls fan back then.
Oh, yeah. You had to be. And it's like, I don't know. I watch LeBron James now, and it's like, yeah. I know the young kids are like, he's the GOAT. And it's like, he ain't no Jordan. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's
Jordan really revolutionized that sport. And, he did so much. In not even just with basketball, just with, endorsements. And he really pioneered so many things for athletes now. And, I think LeBron is just a good, he's always been a great player right out of high school. So, I mean, that's something you really, that's a tough act to follow.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't hate LeBron. I like LeBron. I think he's a good person. And, he's got a kind heart. But it's like, just the way on the floor, it's like Kobe and Jordan had this killer instinct. Mm-hmm. And I just don't see it in LeBron. Like LeBron's more like Magic Johnson with the passing and stuff. And then if he has to score, he'll score. But he's not a scorer where he's gonna dominate the whole game. Like I watched when they got knocked out of that Game 6, that was supposed to be his time to shine. That was supposed to be his night. Game 5 and 6 supposed to be his night where he scores at least 50 and takes the lead. And it's like he couldn't even do it. It's like But then again, he's getting older, and it's a young man's sport. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we'll send you everything when we got it set up, okay?
Awesome. All right. You take care, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.